Greetings and salutations, Michigan Ultimate Survivor League members. It is I, James L. Seagraves, your commissioner, your leader, your ruler, as Plankton would say, coming to you with another Commissioner's Corner edition. This time, week 7, technically. We are 6 weeks into this season. We are past the point of no return. If the season ends tomorrow, we have one clear winner that would get all the money. That'd be amazing, right? Unless you're one of these other 71 teams. So, here we are. It's early. Trying to be kind of quiet, but I'm a little hyped up because, you know, it was a good week for a lot of people. A lot of people had a good week. But, working from almost, it looks like I'm in one of these old Taliban videos with the shady lighting and the shady camera work, but it is what it is. So here we are. We're going to go through it. It's early. Got a lot of work to do today. Got to work at Verizon. By the way, iPhone launches Friday, so 2 days from today. Get your pre-orders in with me if you have Verizon, or if you don't, especially, come see me. Going to start, as we normally do, with the bottom 10 teams. It's very unfortunate, because I've already seen the bottom team in the league, and it is not good. It is John G's Gems. This guy took over for Tony Lay, who had been he abandoned his team right from the get-go because of a hurricane or something. I don't know why. John Gillette saw him at Vermeulen Furniture, told him, hey, we got a team that needs an owner. Yeah, I'll even pay money to be in this league. All right, cool. Submits a lineup twice, and then I think this is 2 weeks straight. He has not submitted a lineup, and guess what? He is now not great. He's riding a 4-game losing streak. I don't know why this column's here. It's not supposed to be there. Boom, that's what we're looking for. 324 points is all he's amassed throughout 6 games. So, that's pretty bad. Hammer 24/7. His team has been taken from him because, again, if you don't submit a lineup multiple weeks in a row, I'm going to assume you just don't want a team, and your team will be stripped from you. And in the unlikely event that Andy Dalton, or whoever it is that took over, Andy Plum, his name is, took over and wins the league, he gets the money. You get Jack and shit, and Jack left town, so thanks a lot for playing, Paul Montague, or whatever the hell your name was. You're out of here, just like the Montague family in Romeo and Juliet. So here we go. Your mother likes my defense. This is not last year, 2 years ago winner. Champion is now 1-5. Started out 1-0. Is on a 5-game skid. He has a big game this week against another former champion. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. Giggle is 1-5 with 383 points. Kakamba is 1-5, 386 or 5 points. Muck Fishigan, another rough season here. These guys, a 5-game losing streak. Freedom Fighter, whatever. He's got 400 points at least. Monstars, Team Willie Ledford, and Whispering Eyes. At least these guys won. They won recently. These guys, 5-game losing streak for Monstars, 4-game losing streak for Freedom Fighter, 5-game for Muck Fishigan. It's just awful. The good news is there's no winless teams, so even the lowly John Gems, I don't know, man. Must be selling a lot of couches and not need a lot of extra money. Just saying. Of course, you got us, so hey, that's cool. Looking down, we're going to scroll up here. This is how it goes. These are your rankings. We don't have rankings in the ranking number because if you're not in the top 20, you're not important. But you got Honolulu Blue Balls and Team Lil Weinberg. More on them in a minute. They were both ranked until this week when they did not submit a lineup like a bunch of punks. They both lost. They're out of the top 20 all the way down to 37 and 38. Not that it matters. The Mac Attack is back, falls from 20 to 33. Brady's backup falls from 15 to 28. Hockenstein 13 to 27. These numbers don't really matter. Just a sniff ahead. Free fell. He was at 4-0. Now he's 4-2. The Apache Chiefs 22. Now he was ranked 7th. Now he's not ranked. The Black Hole falls from number 11 to unranked still. Even though it says 21, those numbers don't count. Here's what does matter. The top 20. We get the Clockwork Elves back in the top 20 for the second or third time, I think. He's lost twice, and he's bopped out. Both times he's lost, but he's bopped right back in with a win. Number 19, Ryan Frazier's Now You See Me, Now You Don't. First time in the top 20. He's a perennial playoff team. He's on the run, folks. Look out. Number 18, Hernandez Hitman, riding a 2-game win streak with 473 points. Alabama Muff Riders, 3-game win streak, 479. Nasty Nutria, 1-game win streak. Unfortunately, it was over my wife. Barely squeaked out like a 1-point victory. 479.03, so just 0.01 points ahead of Alabama Muff Riders. Oh, man, good thing the season didn't end and it was based on points. That would be really infuriating. Aaron King's New Orleans Rock Chucks makes up to the top 20 for the first time, I believe, up to number 15, riding a 3-game win streak with 480 points. My ball, Zach Ertz, definitely his first time in the top 20. Don Knapp, he won't be voting for Biden, although his bumper sticker on the back of his truck would disagree with that statement. 493.68, I had nothing to do with that, sir. And then Collector Kings, Danny Lane, 504. He's got his Facebook page going, and he's got his win streak going again after winning this week. One straight win. Hey, good job. But he's got 504 points, and he's 4-2. Then we get down to Toon Squad, who lost this week from 4-1 down to from number 6 down to number 12. He's at 510. A lot of 4-game win streak. This guy's a new owner, folks, and he's number 11, up for number 16 this week. 524 points altogether. Cheechki won again. 1-game win streak up from 19 to number 10. 526. Malin Incorporated. 576 points, wins after losing last week. Now we're into the 5-1 teams, starting with number 8, Happy Galladay, who's undefeated going into this week. He loses. He's got 481 points. He's 5-1. Saying Nasty's top notch, above notch, top notch, notch atop. It's winning 4 straight, 482 points, 5-1. 4-game win streak for him. Namtab Knight, same thing. He scored a lot more points than Sag Nasty. He's 500 points, 4-game win streak, 5-1, up for number 9 to number 6. The Steel City Sackers. I knew it wouldn't last forever. He loses. 5-1. The number 1 curse strikes him finally. It took it 3 weeks to strike him, but it got him. 4 weeks, technically. He's got 530. 1-game losing streak now. It was a good run at top. You can easily get there again. From number 1 to number 5, Dewayans. Break up Dewayans. Nobody's ever said that. 4-game win streak, 5-1 from number 5 to number 4. Fly Eagles Fly. Mick DeBow. More on him in a minute. Well, it lost 2 weeks ago, or last week, wins this week, 547, back in the winning things. Oh, God. All right. Number 2 team in the nation is liberalism has eroded the foundations of this country, and enough is enough. Back to basics, folks. 5-game win streak, 568.33 for him. He's up from number 4 to number 2. That means the new number 1 team in the nation is, can't really drum roll. I don't want to wake up the baby. He's not a baby anymore, he's 3, but still, it's hell when he wakes up. Number 1 team in the nation is Taco Tuesday. The only undefeated team left in the nation. 6-0. 519 points, which isn't so bad. Well, I can click this here. What? What? I can do this? No, I can't. Never mind. Anyway, so 5, that's him. Number 1 team in the nation. He's going to get the bold print today. Yes, that's right. Okay, we're done with the bold print. All right, so we go with that. We're going to look at the standing setup. Oh, God, what am I doing? Here we are. That's what I meant to click on. Starting with the Jeff Lebowski Conference. Dewayans, number 4. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 4-2 teams. All right, now you see me, now you don't. It is ranked. I don't know why that number's not on there. I will change that. Number 9, number 13, number 12, and number 19, if I remember correctly. All 4-2. Zeke's Relationship Corner, super original. Definitely not out of it. And then, of course, you know, you got Brady's Balls, the Bean Team, Grinding's Blown to Curtains, and Double C's. Not likely to come back from 2-4, but not impossible. Muck Fishigan, you got to play for the wild card, friend. It is a thing. Then we go down to the Kirk Lazarus Conference. You've got 2 5-1 teams. This is a little bit different here. 2 5-1 teams, the Nantab Knights and Happy Galladay. You got the number 20 team, Clockwork Elves. The only 4-2 team in this entire place is the Clockwork Elves. You've got a slew of 3-3 teams here, including AOC, Squad Rules, Concussion Protocol, Brady's Backup, Honolulu Blue Balls, and the Donkey Punchers. Yeah, most known unknown here at 2-4. Justin Redding, better get on it. And then, of course, we have Pat Provost. He's making an asphalt business, and he's not winning games again. He's got too much on his mind. He's 1-5 as well as Freedom Fighter. So the conservative conference here, not having a great time, but AOC and these guys are good. I'm not sure where Namtab Knight stands on that spectrum. Nor Christopher Russell. I don't know. But Happy Galladay's 5-1. First year. Good job. I think it's your first year. Maybe it's your second year. I'm pretty sure it's your first year. I don't remember anything. There's too many teams. All right, going down to the Ron Burgundy Conference. We've got the number 7 Tag Nasty's notch above top notch is the only 5-1 team. We've got 4 4-2 teams: the Honolulu Blues, Nasty Nutria, Chichki. Is Honolulu Blues supposed to be ranked 2? He is not. Technically 24th in the nation, so he's got a little bit of work to do. Nasty Nutria, Chichki, and the Dublin Drunks. Look out, they're coming out of nowhere. The Dublin Drunks are 1 game out, you know. And then we've got the Mac Attackers back in, Bleeding Blue Bombers, and Better Bring Your A Game, still very much alive. Can I Get a Hot Chub, Cloakle Kiss, Giggle Giggle, and Giant G's Gems. Very unlikely to come back in this conference, but it's possible. Very unlikely for John G's Gems, because he never starts a lineup! He never starts a lineup! Then we go down to Jeff Spicoli Conference, formerly number 1, Steel City Sackers. Oh man, if he had won this week, he would have a huge advantage over everybody else. Instead, it's only a 1-game advantage. Steel City Sackers, the Apache Chiefs, somehow is highest there, but not technically ranked, although I thought they were, they're like 21. My ball, Zach Ertz, Alabama Muff Riders, all 4-2. Got a lot of 3-3 teams here still alive, including my own squad, the Providence Power. Password is Taco, Aiken for a Ship, Hockenstein, and Carry On Wayward Son. J Footman Can, Tallywhackers, and Kikambas not having the year they were hoping for. I'm going to circle back on that. Don't let me forget. This is not an interactive podcast, so you won't have any choice in it. Then we've got the sole 5-1 team. This is crazy. Look at this. Liberalism is a vote of the nations and foundations of the country. Enough is not back to basic, folks. Yes, 5-1. The only 5-1 team with 568 points, which is very good. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-2 teams, including the Black Hole. Play with Mike Ditka, Hernandez Hitman, Justin Head, and a lot of Velada. A lot of Velada is the highest ranked, but he's at the bottom. That means he has not beaten these teams, and someone up here has beaten these teams. So, when you look at points, though, a lot of Velada is really sitting okay when it comes to that. But head-to-head, not so much. Not sure who he lost to, but I guarantee he lost to probably 2 of these teams already. And then you have Let Me Ask You a Question and FarmersOnly.com, another former champion, sitting here at 3-3, still very much alive. Nasty Nate's Fruit Cocktail, 2-4, not going to happen in this conference, bud. Sorry. And then, of course, you got Whispering Eyes, your mother likes with defense, and Team Andy Plum, formerly Hammer 24/7, bringing it up to the rear. Hopefully, he can get that team in the right direction. It's still possible, folks. It's still possible to make the playoffs. I'm going to circle back on that, too. What the hell else was I supposed to circle back? I already forgot. Playoff stuff, I guess. We'll see. And then we've got the number 1 team in the nation, only undefeated team, 6-0. Taco Tuesday, taking on Fly Eagles Fly. I'm not taking on. Above Fly Eagles 5-1. There's only one 4-2 team in this conference, New Orleans Rock Trucks, and the rest of them are just beating themselves up. True Blue, Wrecking Crew, all these down here are 3-3, 2-4, 1-5. I mean, Willie Ledford and Monstars, you gotta just play for wild card. Okay. Before I go on to the next segment, I'm going to explain, as I will do from here on out, probably every week, damn near, just how the playoffs work in this league, okay? Even though you are not doing so well win-loss wise, there are ways you can still get into the playoffs. And how that works is this. Basically, the conference winners all get a first-round bye, I believe. I'd have to double-check. It's slightly structurally changed depending on the number of teams there are. But the conference winners all get in the playoffs, obviously. They get a first-round bye, I believe. Then a whole slew of teams with the best record get in. And then teams go in based on the amount of points whoever had. Like, I think there's 2 or maybe even 3. I'll circle back on this again later on in the year. There's at least 2, as many as 3. I don't think there's 4 spots that are given to teams with the most points out of all the points that are left. So you could theoretically be 2-9 and have the most points out of anyone who is left, and you get in in the playoffs based on points. So it's this point in time where these teams that are 1-5 and 2-4, especially 1-5 though, they start throwing out what are many consider to be super lineups, because they're like, well, you know what? I'm not going to get in based on record. Might as well put it all in there. So if you are facing a team that is 1-5 or 2-4 or not looking like they're going to make the playoffs, do not skimp on your lineup because they are getting desperate and they will throw out whatever they can to get the points to get into the playoffs. Doesn't matter to them if they get to the playoffs and they've used everybody. Just getting there is more important than not getting there. So keep that in mind, and especially as the season winds down, new owners, you are not eliminated, because even after the point standings spots, there are wild card raffles where every team that's left gets one entry for every win they have, and they get thrown into a randomizer, and 3 teams or 2 teams or however many teams, I'll go over that again, will get selected. So you are never, let me repeat that, Poppy, you listening? You are never eliminated from the playoffs in this league until the playoffs start. Unless, of course, you had 0 wins. Then you would be eliminated. But chances are you don't care at that point anyway. So, never eliminated. The wild card is controversial, but we love it. It keeps everybody interested. Unless your name's John Gillette or Tony Lay or Paul Denahue. Whatever the fuck his name is. Paul not gonna have a team anymore here anyway. So now we're going to go to a little section we like to call Winners and Losers of the Week. We used to do this back in the day. I used to have music and stuff, but it's so much easier to do this than just post them, so nobody has time for that anymore. Winners and Losers. I've gone through, searched through thousands and thousands of records to get us 2 winners and 2 losers of the week. Actually took me about 3 minutes to decide these, actually. Did not go through any records, but here's where we're at, okay? We're going to start off winner number 1, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Has anyone seen, oh, don't worry about that Taco Tuesday thing. Has anyone seen exactly what happened here this week? I'm going to tell you, I've said since day one that the Packers are frauds. It's like, how the hell is this team undefeated? The team's trash. The Lions were beating the hell out of them in their own field. So any team that the Lions can do that to, I'm going to say, is not very good, right? So let's go to week 6 here. I don't even know what the hell's going on. I don't know why I chose to go to ESPN.com. I don't know. It's early. Look at this. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 38-10 over the Green Bay Packers. They finally exposed them as frauds. Tom Brady led with 166 passing yards, and your team gets beat 10-38? You kidding me? I mean, what the fuck happened here, guys? Let's look and see what happened. Mason Crosby. Yeah, they were up 10-0 too, by the way. 10-0. And then, oh yeah, interception return for a touchdown. Tom Brady had 2 touchdowns. Ronald Jones the second. You know, I mean, it's just like, this is just a beat down after that first quarter. 28 points given up in the second period. I love it. I love it. I don't like Tom. I mean, I like Tom Brady, I guess, but I'm not like obsessed with him like a lot of people are. But I love to watch the Packers lose. It's a great feeling for me. So, winner number 1, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came out of nowhere and embarrassed them on national television, no less. So that was that. That was the Fox Game of the Week. Yeah, that was cool. So that's that. Loser number 1. Let's see who it is. Gonna unveil it. Oh, the Weinberg family. That's right. Both Larry Weinberg and his son, henceforth known as Lil Whiny. He's actually been known that all year. Neither of them. Okay, well, first, both of them were ranked going into last week, or this week, I should say. Neither of them submitted a lineup. What? You telling me you're going to be ranked number 17, number 18 in the country, have a good chance of, winning your conference at that point, and neither of you are going to submit a lineup? I also believe Larry Weinberg, who was supposed to go pick up his items from my dad at his auction site, didn't show up. Weinberg, I love you. I hope your family's okay, and if something went wrong, I will apologize publicly on this podcast. But in the meantime, not submitting a lineup, you both lost. Sorry to say. Winner number 2 for the week, we have, who is it? Mick DeBow. I don't know why it's red. I must have misclicked something. Why is Mick DeBow? Mick DeBow is the owner of Fly Eagles Fly, by the way. And this is why he's the winner of the week. He had the highest score with 117.37. And he had a couple dud performances, too, if you look at this. Lamar Jackson, definitely not a dud performance. 19.12 points. Ezekiel Elliott, meh. Who cares? Lost 2 fumbles, by the way. What an embarrassing game that was, too, by the way. That was awful. Devontae Freeman, 3.35 points. Oh, my God. Think of the points this guy could have scored if he had someone useful in these positions. Marquise Brown, my boy from Baltimore. Lamar Jackson gets 19 points. Marquise Brown gets none of that action, basically. But then Justin Jefferson, he's moving on up, folks. Look at this, 26 points, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable performance by Justin Jefferson. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea who that dude is. Travis Kelce, of course, always performs. 5 receptions, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good for 17 points. But look at Brandon, I'm the McManus. 23 points for a kicker, 6 field goals. Oh, my God. And let me tell you something. If you, much like my opponent this week, Hockenstein, were short-sighted enough to not start the Miami Dolphins against the absolutely abysmal New York Jets team, you're all the losers of the week because it's the most obvious start in history. Look at this. The Dolphins, they're not exactly the steel curtain, and they shut out the Jets. 3 sacks, 1 interception, good for 16 points. Oh, my God. The Jets are so bad. It's awful. So that's winner number 2, and then loser number 2. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Any bets? Any bets? Oh, it's Alexander Madison. You might be wondering, who the hell is Alexander Madison? I myself was wondering, who the hell is Alexander Madison, right? And then I looked at it, I was like, oh, he's a running back for the Vikings, apparently. Yeah, he's a running back for the Vikings. This is week 6 only, okay? Top players started, how many player points they get, etc., right? Derrick Henry started with 13 people, scored 26.2 points. Kyler Murray started with 13 people, scored 21 points. So a total of 278 points he scored for teams around the league, right? What does this have to do with Alexander Madison? Well, look at this. 13, 13, 15, 14, 22 people started Adam Thielen, including myself. 25 people started the Patriots defense. I forget who they were playing, but they couldn't have been as obvious choice as the Dolphins, but only 15 people started the Dolphins. So we get on to, and this shows how many people started them, how many points they scored, multiply, that's how many points they get. Then you get down here, and you scroll, and you scroll, and you got 3 people started Justin Jefferson. Good job, including Mick DeBow. 26 points. So who is Alexander Madison, you ask? And I ask the same question. Who is this guy, right? So we're going to keep scrolling. We're going to keep scrolling. We're going to keep scrolling. Oh, it's not going. Cool. Well, for some reason, this is not going to show me who Alexander Madison is without me moving this out of the way, because I can't scroll down that far. Hold on. Oh, there he is. Hello, Alexander Madison. You see him right here? You see him right here? Right here? 27 people started this, absolutely never will be. He scored 2 points for a total of 54 points scored for people throughout the league. That is fewer than Ronald Jones, Patrick Mahomes, who started by 4 people, by the way. 3 people started Justin Jefferson. 3 people started Kenyon Drake. 3 people, including a randomizer, started DeAndre Swift. And they scored more than Alexander Madison, who started by 27 people, and he amassed a total of 54 points. Congratulations, Alexander Madison. You are the weakest link. Why can't... Okay, I gotta come over here and do this. Goodbye. Seriously, Alexander Madison, get out of here. Where was I? Looking forward to next week. Here we go. This week's schedule. Here we go. We got Toon Squad. He's 4-2, taking on Double C's 2-4. Cody Cole, at least he has been randomized. The Bean Team, 2-4, taking on the 19 seeded, even though it does not show it. Now you see me, now you don't. Zeke's relationship corner very much alive, 3-3, taking on Muck Fishigan, very much not so. Chris Amos, I'm sorry, you got to start submitting super lineups. Speaking of super original, Paul Smith taking on Collector Kings. That's a 3-3, 4-2 matchup. Granny's Below the Curtains 2-4, taking on number 4 DeWyans at 5-1. Gonna skip through some of these here. The Clockwork Elves taking on Honolulu Blue Balls. This is very important. They're both 4-2, I believe. Honolulu Blue Balls, if they submit a line, oh, they're 3-3. No, it's amazing what happens when you submit a lineup. You might actually win a game. Giggle 1-5, very disappointing, taking on the hot Dublin Drunks, who are not ranked, but they will be if they win again. Can I get a hot chub? 2-4, taking on Nasty Nutra. These are not great games, folks, but it is what it is. Cheechki, number 10, taking on John G's Gems. Hey, John Gillette, submit a fucking lineup, please. How's Cloakle Kiss doing? Taking on Sag Nasty. 2-4. Cloakle Kiss, Maddie, you gotta submit a big lineup. Knock this guy out. This is a good game here. Hockenstein, formerly ranked 13, I believe, fell all the way to unranked. 3-3, taking on the Steel City Sackers, 5-1. Password is Taco. That is last year's defending champion, or this year's defending champion, last year's champion, taking on Providence Power. The only matchup between top 20 teams is Alabama Muff Riders. Brock Davis taking on My Ball Zach Ertz, Don Knapp. We get down here, Team Andy Plum. Welcome to the league. You take over a team and you're playing the number 2 team in the nation. With liberalism has yada yada yada. The Black Hole taking on Let Me Ask You a Question. And then Fly Eagles Fly taking on Tenacious D. Josh Crampton, you're 3-3. You gotta take out Fly Eagles Fly just straight up. You gotta shoot him out of the sky, man. Poach him. And then Stafford's Bastards, Robert Ames, 3-3, season on the line. This is his Super Bowl. He's got to take out Taco Tuesday, because if Taco Tuesday gets to 7-0, it's a problem. If a team can get so far ahead of the conference, he can start just not starting players. You can't legally not start players. You can start people who are 3rd and 4th string, so you don't waste anyone, and get essentially multiple buys. So you have to knock out these high-ranked teams, people. I'm telling you, it is critical, 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 critical. If someone goes 9-0 and they have a 3-game lead with 2 games to go, they will legitimately start Charlie Batch and not have to worry about it because they have no risk. And then they'll get a bye in the first round of playoffs. So you're talking like 4 straight weeks, potentially, where these guys are not starting anybody. That is not good. Every week you're supposed to erode the player roster that you have to choose from. So if you can go multiple weeks without it, that's not good. By the way, I did notice a strange high-pitched noise on last week's podcast. Not sure what it was. I have a feeling it may have to do with the overhead light being on, so hopefully it won't be here this time. If it is, I will try to figure it out next week, because this time I just have this little skull lamp on. Hello. I doubt that's causing interference. Anyway, well, we'll be back. Good luck to everybody. Make sure you get your lineups in. John Gillette, Weinberg family, Andy Plum. If you have any questions, get a hold of me on Facebook. And, all right, we'll talk later. Have a good one.